Well, hello there, my name is HW. Thank you for watching Tone Junkie TV. This is my 1962 Fender Pro amp. Now, this is a Brownface amp, and from 1959 on to about 1963, these were the amps that Fender made. Now, Brownface amps have a special place in my heart because they are kind of the halfway point between Tweed and Blackface, and they really are an evolution of the Fender sound. Leo especially was working with more rock, more jazz, more country musicians, and wanted different things out of the amp. And what resulted from the evolution of the Tweed into Brownface amps was a more hi-fi sound. But unlike the Blackface amps, where the amps eventually end up in their very sort of clean, elegant, refined state, the Brownface amps still have a lot of that Tweed crunch, and they do something that very, very few amps do very well. Ladies and gentlemen, you saw it at the beginning, but I'm going to show you the absolute magic of a Brownface amplifier. Amps don't do that. They don't always do that. They don't do it so convincing. They don't do it so well. Where you really can get a beautiful, and I mean beautiful, uncompromising, kind of clean sound, where it's just every bit as beautiful as its later Blackface counterparts. Tweed amps do this also, but there's something about the Brownface amps. They were fixed bias amps. They had a lot more of a hi-fi quality, and that meant that you got all of these shades in the middle. The cleans were much more convincing. You can do something like this on a Tweed, you really can. But to me, it's the in-between sounds that get very difficult. What's really great is if I put my guitar on the neck pickup here, and I put it on 5, I really do get a beautiful clean sound. These are Lambertrons from Lambertone pickups, and they're absolutely beautiful. But if I just eke up a little bit to 6, 6.5, now I just start to get these edge of breakup tones. Breakup coming in, just if I push a little bit with my fingers, I can make the guitar super clean or just a little bit overdriven. I'm going to eke it up just a little bit more. I've got my guitar now, I would say at about 7. The 7 is facing up to me. Opens up, it comes alive. I can back it down just a tiny bit more and I regain that touch sensitivity. But it's opening up. It really wants to come. I'm having a hard time keeping it clean, and of course I can go all the way up to 10. I can throw it on the bridge. get that rockin' thing. Now, you might want a little tube screamer, a little boost, a little more mid-range, just to give you that more Marshall-y high mid-range crunch, because that's not quite the voice of the amp. But to me, the ability to come back here and get this. I definitely don't think Fender made any mistakes moving the Brownface circuits to the Blackface circuits and sort of continuing the migration into the Blackface amps, which have this wonderful, pristine, polished, beautiful sound, a sound that definitely shaped blues and rock and have been super, super influential amps. Those designs are beautiful and they're great, but they do lack the sort of Tweed magic that is still somehow present in these Brownface amps. They just hold together and give you this unpolished, unrefined sort of just a loud, vintage, rock and roll, beautiful thing. Is it the fixed bias character of these things? They're very linear sounding. They just sort of get more and more distorted, more and more gainy. They don't run into a bunch of compression. I don't even feel like they compress a huge amount in the lower gain stuff. And I've read that they have more negative feedback, which does give you that feeling that it's a little harder to play. It's a little more linear and unforgiving. But my gosh, they just have some of the most beautiful cleans and overdriven sounds. And if you're someone who loves Fender sounds, but sometimes you want a little more oomph, a little more aggression from them. Well, I've been HW. Thank you so much for watching Tone Junkie TV. Let me know in the comments below what you think of Brownface amps or what you thought of the tones in this video. Me personally, I'm going to be keeping this 62 Pro amp head as part of my collection. I'm not going to be selling it. I really enjoy playing it. I think it's really unique, and I think it shows off what Brownface amps can do really well. So it's going to be part of the collection. You might see it in some more videos here. And hey, spoiler alert to everybody, although you were hearing the tones of a 1962 Fender Pro amp, pretty much everything you heard in this video was actually Kemper profiles I made of the amp, and you probably heard some delay and reverb there too, and that's how I'm getting it. So if you're a Kemper fan, those are available. If you're a Helix fan, there's some very similar tones available there also. And if you are a tube snob, HW, out.